Today we're going to talk about fantasy makeup.
Yay.
Now in fantasy makeup we're also talking about things such as clown makeup. So clown white is the main color you would use. This is also the same technique you use for doing Kabuki makeup, which is a Japanese style of theater, but that's the ones where they do the white makeup and sometimes I have red or black. The Geisha girls, all that kind of stuff comes through this. Now the technique I'm going to show you today is actually going to do the style where you're using the clown makeup to keep the colors crisp and clear so they're real nice sharp red instead of faded, as well as keeping the colors separate from each other as opposed to blending them like we've done with some of the other things already. Does that make sense? Eventually you can go in and blend so that you get a nice shade of red that fades out to pink or whatever other color, depending on what colors you're using. But for now we're just going to show you the way to separate the colors out so that they're not touching each other, so to speak. So what you're going to need is some clown white, which I happen to have some. I've got half a jar right now. I need to order some more. This stuff is extremely thick. This is the stuff that they call grease paint, which is what all the makeup used to be made out of. It's real thick, heavy-duty base stuff. And it really does look like grease, like what you cook with.
Crisco.
Crisco, exactly. Kind of smells like it too in a way.
Oh, great.
It doesn't really. Cooking with Crisco. Hey, could somebody shut that door, please? All right, so all you do is just like any time you're working with anything else, you put the foundation on. So in our case, the foundation is going to be the clown white.
Slap it on there.
You can slap it on there. Now see how thick?
Good gracious.
Feels thick too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like motor oil.
I'm not going to get into her eyebrows much because normally you would cover everything you can, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get too close to her hair just because of cleanup purposes for today. But this will give you the basic idea of what you're doing. It takes a long time to clean it up. Just so you know.
Well, now you tell her after you put it on.
Yeah.
So why you not? Don't
Well, she wouldn't come up here if I told her. Why don't you do what
If it's
now?
so thick, why you don't apply it thinly?
I am.
Okay.
Because you don't apply it thinly because you don't want to see streaks. You want it to be a nice, solid white. If it looks blotchy, then you know you've done it wrong. Turn your face this way. Up. Close your eye. All right, I lied. I'm going into your eyebrow. Joy, she even has a clown name.
Looks like
Get
that
it?
mask
Joy.
from Phantom of the Opera.
Joy Bell. It kind of does have that look.
It's funny, you hate clowns.
Looks like the maker from Mad Max.
That was a long, boring, good movie.
I was gonna say, it was really good though.
And again, you'd fill in around the eyes more, but I'm just going to get close so she doesn't have to feel like they're heavy lidded. You want me to do kind of a mask like the Phantom?
Sure.
Okay, good. Tilt your head back.
He didn't want to waste all his product.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, he did.
Don't worry about the lips. We're going to do something different with those.
Would a Clarisonic get it off better or not?
You could use cold cream. You can use several different things. Typically, when I use this, I do baby shampoo because that seems to be the easiest thing to do. Okay, so now you can see that she's got the white on. Okay. Once you've determined where all you want it to be white, then you stop with that color. Go ahead and close up your makeup so you get it out of the way. Then you take your Q-tips, and you might as well expect that you're going to use a lot of these things. Because now we're doing something that we call cutting it out. So what we're going to do is cut out where we don't want white to be. Okay? In other words, we're going to make the white nice and shine, nice and clear, smooth edges so that it looks nicer. Make sense? So like on the nose here, I'm literally just wiping it down. Like I said, you can use a lot of these. So far I've used 5 of these already. Touch your head back. Can you look at them? Can you see what's gone on so far? Now I can try to get some of this excess off right here. But if I'm going in with something else, it may not matter. Now once you cut it out where you think you want it, then you set it with powder. Okay? So once it's set with powder, then you don't have to worry about, turn your head that way. Excuse me. Close your eye. But once it's set with powder, you don't have to worry about messing it up as
What kind
much.
of powder do you sell?
You can set it with any kind of powder. I would suggest using baby powder, the white baby powder, since it is the white makeup anyway. If you use your powder that's in your kit, it's going to tint the makeup somewhat, which may not be a problem. Okay, so look at them. So now we've got it the way we want it to look. Okay, so now if I wanted to, I set this color, and then I go in and I can add another color right next to it without having to worry about it turning. Like if I put black next to it, I don't have to worry about black becoming gray. Because if it gets on the white, then all I have to do is take my wet paper towels and I can soak it up and take it off.
Do you have black grease paint?
Black and red. Does anybody have baby powder with them?
Yeah.
Can I borrow that and a powder puff? You have your powder puff with you? She's got her powder puff. Hold on.
Okay.
The sponge couldn't do it.
No.
You couldn't do it.
It's on the bottom somewhere.
This background.
All right, so when you're doing the setting of the makeup, don't worry about how much powder you're using. You're not going to use too much.
What you need? I had a big one, but I left it in the car.
Yes. Tilt your head back, close your eyes, hold your nose. You know, not like literally, but was that nice and refreshing?
Now you got
Oh,
a
you'll
big.
get it down so it won't get in your eye and open your eyes.
It won't get in her eyes. Now, the way you know that it's nice and done, it's set, is it won't be sticky anymore.
It soaks in quickly.
Yeah. And if you do find a tacky area, just apply some more powder to that.
That's a commercial for makeup.
Yeah, clearly.
Just hit a puff, puff.
That's pretty good. Then take your damp paper towel, and on the part where the makeup's not at, for sure, go ahead and wipe off your excess powder. You can do it on the part that's covered with makeup too if you want, but since you're still going to put makeup elsewhere, you want to make sure it's a clear surface. Are you checking the camera?
That's 6 minutes ago.
All right, so you can look at them. She's a little messy, but that's okay. She's going home after this.
After dance practice.
This will go right into dance practice. All right, so now we just have to determine what we're going to do next. So what do you want us to do? Red, black, does it matter? Where do you want it?
A red eye and black face on the side.
You want to do this whole side black?
Or do you have red, like around the eye?
Yeah.
Red around the eye?
And black down here.
Down on the cheek?
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. Should we-
Okay.
Should have had
Not a
some
black
cream.
eye.
You should have had some cream. Green on it.
I don't have any
Let's keep with
green.
you and green. Gee.
Yeah.
She likes green, okay?
I like green. It's a good fresh color.
Green means gold.
It makes a statement. It's a little red.
Green means
It's
gold.
prosperity.
I thought you.
Do you have your brushes?
Yeah.
Can I borrow them?
Yeah. I thought you said green means gold, and I was like,
No, it means gold.
Green just is a refreshing color.
if you open the top,
It means don't
or
stop.
that.
It's
I
a
was
life.
just stuck with money.
Gives it life and prosperity, growth. Yes.
So these red, black, and white are different from what we have on our kits.
Yeah, they're just thicker basically.
Okay. I'll have to order it.
You can get them as a color wheel. This is where it helps to have a steady hand.
Why?
Because when you're right up next to the other colors, you don't want to go into the other colors because then you have the potential for a mess up. Even though you can clean it up to some degree. Just about finished with the red. Turn your head. Tilt back. All right, then we powder the red. I won't use as much this time. Bless you. That was a sneeze, right?
Oh, laugh.
Oh, there's a laugh. Close your eyes.
I just try to keep it in.
So after you've done the white and you've moved to the red or the black or whatever other color you're going to do, you have to be careful because your powder puff, as you can see, is going to get some of that color on it. So you don't want to dab it on top of the white that's already there, because it's, again, a cleanup job you have to deal with. So now, take the powder off. And you don't want to smear it on the color. If you're doing this, taking the powder off part of the face that has no paint on it, grease paint, get it? Then that's fine, you can smear it around. But if you're doing it on top of the color, don't smear it because it could smear it. So just pat it down. And all you're trying to do is get the powder off of there. You may need lots of paper towels that are wet.
Now, which red was that you used?
It's basically a clown red.
So we don't have that one in our kit.
Not unless it's in your bruise wheel or something
We
like
got
that.
the white.
Yeah, but the white that's in your kit's not the same clown white.
Or it's not.
That stuff's not thick.
Well, it said it,
Yeah, it's not. All right, so now you can see we can keep going with that to take the more of the powder off, but that's essentially the process and how it works. Okay? We could add the black. I'm not going to add the black today, but we could add the black. And again, it's the same thing. Now that we've set the red, then we just start applying the black. Then when we've done that, we cut out what we don't, make it look nice, and then we set the black, and then we're done with this image. Okay? It's kind of interesting. So the whole process goes like this. Start with the lightest color, work towards the darkest color. Make sense? And the reason for that is if you're going to mess up, it'll be on the darker colors because it'll get into the white or the lighter color. Make sense? And again, the main thing is making sure you cut out so that you have nice fine lines between the colors so that it, see how that's not real zigzaggy or anything? You don't want that. You want it to be nice. Even if it's curved, that's still a nice curve. It's not a all over the place thing. You don't want jagged edges, so to speak. Okay? And that comes from practice. You can't just do that automatically. Most people won't be able to. But it's just practice. So do the white first or the lightest color first. Put it where you want it. Don't worry about getting over the aspect of I didn't want it on this side of the face. Don't worry about that. If you get some over there, you can take it off. Okay? Then once you cut out what you want, set it with the powder. You guys aren't writing these things down.
I'm taking it in.
All right,
Set
but
it with powder.
you're gonna be doing this next
Lime
week,
white
so
and put the powder on.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
he's got it, so he's the only one that's gonna have it.
Do the Q-tips, the trim and everything.
And then powder, then go to the next color, place it where you want it, cut it out, powder, next color. Same process all the way until you've done everything you need to do. Got it? So that you have nice crisp colors, nice crisp edges. Now, after that, after we've done this a week, we'll do this next week for you to test it out, to see how you can do. Then we're gonna do Kabuki makeup the week after that, which is the same kind of thing. It's gonna mostly be a white face with either black or red coloring markings that are kind of a specific kind of markings, okay? But it's the same process. You still have to have those clear, crisp lines and clear colors. After that, we'll do fantasy makeup of different styles that you'll be able to create the images or do whatever designs you want, that you'll use some of this technique, but you may also end up blending into the white as opposed to just separating the colors. Make sense?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah. And then we're going to add things like attachments to it. So if you wanted to put a feather up here or a rose or something, you could do those kind of things and make it part of the design. But when we get to that point, we're going to be looking at what is it that you're going to be attaching and what is the purpose in attaching it. So in other words, you got to have a clear character design, so to speak. It can't be, ooh, I just like this, so I put it there. Give it a purpose. Make sense? So that's what we'll be doing, working on over the next 3 or 4 weeks, at least. All right?
Now, you put some powder over that red color?
Yes.
You did?
You can't see, I can see it. Can you guys not see the powder? You can see some of
An
it.
eyebrow.
Brent saws it, so he knows it's there. Yeah, it's mostly on the eyebrow because that's the harder place to get it off.
Right, right.
Yes.
Now, if I wanted to do the whole face white, like let's say I wanted to do a clown for next week, you said that you can't match the black because then it will come out gray, kind of.
But you cut out where you were going to have the black.
Okay.
So you do the whole face in white, and then wherever you decide you want the black design, cut that out
With the,
and shape it out with your Q-tips
Okay.
so that when you set the makeup, now that place will be clear as much as possible. Now again, you could see a little bit of white left over on this, but it didn't affect the red any. And it definitely won't affect the black because it's a darker color. Okay. Yeah.
Can you explain the cutout?
Cutting out so that once I put all the white wherever I wanted it, I literally went along the edges and smoothed it out, pulling up any makeup I didn't want. So if this was my design here, and if I had makeups on this side of where the red is, then I literally pulled it off with the Q-tips and then later with paper towels to get as much of the color off that we didn't want. So that when I put the red on, there's nothing. If I left that white on there and put the red over it, it would have came out pink. And it would have been obvious that this is pink.